Hey, everybody. I'm Nicholas Gerlach, the host of the Wrong Trivia Podcast, America's future favorite trivia podcast. I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for joining us, or a great night, I guess, or whether you're in the car, at home, at an AA meeting. I don't know where you are, but we're going to play some trivia today, and here's how it's going to work. There are going to be 3 rounds. Each round is going to be a separate category that will be announced by my narrator at the beginning of each round. Here's how it works. Each round has 5 questions, and they're each worth the amount of points that is the number of the questions. So the first question is worth 1 point, question 2 is 2 points, 3 is 3, 4 is 4, 5 is 5 points, because theoretically the questions get harder as they go each round. Very simple game. You don't have to play that way. You can play however you want. You can sit there by yourself and try to think of the answers. After each question, I'm going to play a little 30-second little music beat, and then at the end, I will tell you the answer. So you'll hear the answer after each question, not at the end of each round. I think that's all we need to know to get started. Okay, James?
Greetings, and welcome to the Wrong Trivia Podcast, hosted by Nicholas Gerlach. I'm honored to be your narrator, James Anderson. Please relax and enjoy the show, but don't relax too much if you're driving, because then you might drive into that liquor store by your ex-girlfriend's house again. Wouldn't that be embarrassing? Here's the show.
Okay, thank you, James, and welcome to the Halloween-themed episode of Wrong Trivia, Episode 6, Halloween, my favorite holiday of the year.
Round 1, Candy.
As James just told you, round 1 is candy. Number 1, the 1-point question in candy. Cartoon characters have long been used to market candy bars, so children eat sugar. In 1988, Bart Simpson started appearing in commercials for a certain candy bar and appeared in commercials for this candy bar until 2001. What is the name of the candy bar that used Bart Simpson in commercials for 13 years? What is the name of the candy bar that used Bart Simpson in commercials for 13 years? This is the 1-point question. Go. Simpsons. Think about it. What color are the Simpsons? This candy bar is also my favorite Dairy Queen Blizzard flavor. That's your hint. What candy bar did Bart Simpson help children get addicted to sugar with? The answer is Butterfinger. Butterfinger, a great way to enjoy a blizzard or absolutely destroy the roof of your mouth. Number 2, the 2-point question in candy. Mandy Moore, I'm missing her like candy. Number 2, one way to make money is to create your own customer base. What was the profession of the man who invented cotton candy? One way to make money is to create your own customer base. What was the profession of the man who invented cotton candy? This is the 2-point question. The profession of the man who invented cotton candy to create his own customer base. Go. Kind of like the prison system here in America, creating his own customer base. Think about it. What does candy do? What doctor would benefit from that? The answer, he was a dentist. A dentist. Okay. Number 3, the 3-point question in candy. What candy, which includes caramel as an ingredient, got its name when the first batch mistakenly came out oval instead of its intended symmetrical shape? What candy, which includes caramel as an ingredient, got its name when the first batch mistakenly came out oval instead of its intended symmetrical shape? This is the 3-point question in candy. Go. I was a mistake too, and I turned out pretty good. I also turned out pretty oval. His head. Let's see where I'm going to move next. Loaf of bread. I'll be living in loaf of bread next year. This candy is a mistake. The only time I eat it is in movie theaters. The answer is Milk Duds. Milk Duds. Moving on. Candy. The 4-point question in candy. Haribo. Yummy, yummy gummies. Haribo has been making amazing gummy candies since the 1920s. Basically the best gummy you can get that doesn't have THC in it. In what European candy-crazed country that consumes twice as much candy as the United States was gummy candy invented? This European country consumes twice the amount of candy that the United States does. In what country was gummy candy invented? This is the 4-point question. Go. They eat twice as much candy as us. Why are they half as fat as we are? That's what I don't understand. All they do is smoke and eat candy and drink, and somehow we're the fat country. Denzel, not too sure about this. In what country was gummy candy invented? Twice as much. The answer is Germany. Germany. Probably downing candy because they're anxious about a certain thing they did in the 40s. Okay, number 5. The 5-point question in candy. Some of the most famous grandparents in fiction history are the grandparents in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The grandpa is famously unable to walk until he gets a single promise of a tour of a candy factory with his sweet grandson. Also a kind of list. What is the name of the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory what is the name of the last name of the grandparents and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Also a kind of list. What is the last name of Charlie and his grandfather and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? This is a 5-point question. Go. Also a kind of list. So don't confuse that with the Germany question. It's a different list. What is the last name of Charlie and his grandpa? Also a kind of list. The answer is Bucket. Bucket. Okay, that's it for the candy round of the Halloween episode of Wrong Trivia. James. Tell them what round 2 is, please.
Round 2. Monsters.
Okay, we're back. Round 2. Monsters. The 1-point question in monsters. Monster Energy Drink is a refreshing beverage, whether you're at a BMX rally, a Trapped concert, or stealing copper wire from the abandoned Etch-a-Sketch factory by your house. What color was the original Monster Energy Drink flavor? What color was the original Monster Energy Drink flavor? This is the 1-point question in Monsters. Go. Monster is basically Red Bull for people who have to put their finger under the words when they read. Great place to grab a breakfast drink when you're on the way to your blue-collar job. Get it from the back of a Shell station. What is the color of the original Monster Energy drink? The answer is green. Green. Monster is green. 2-point question in Monsters. Baseball. The Green Monster is 37 feet high and stands in front of the left field bleachers, making it harder for right-handers to hit home runs in Boston. What is the name of the stadium that holds the Green Monster? It's 37 feet high and stands in front of the left field bleachers, making it harder for right-handers to hit home runs in the city of Boston. What is the name of the stadium that holds the Green Monster? 2-point question. Go. Makes it so there's less fans that can yell racist epitaphs at players, so that's good in Boston. What is that stadium in Boston where they play baseball? The answer is Fenway Park. Fenway Park. 3-point question in Monsters. Much like Jada Pinkett and Will Smith's marriage, there is very little evidence that the Loch Ness Monster is real. Scotland also has another mythical creature as its national animal. What mythical creature is the national animal of Scotland? Scotland has another mythical creature besides the Loch Ness Monster as its national animal. What mythical creature is the national animal of Scotland? This is the 3-point question. What is the national animal of Scotland? Go. One interesting fact about the Loch Ness Monster, it generates about $40 million a year in tourism in Scotland. That's about the same as the Hooters in Myrtle Beach. So, a little fun fact. What mythical creature is the national animal of Scotland? I keep almost saying national anthem because I cannot read. I can't read, people! It is the unicorn. The unicorn. Number 4, the 4-point question in Monsters. Teen Wolf is a great bad movie. It's about a basketball player who changes into a werewolf mid-game. Weirdly, the crowd just rolls with it instead of sprinting for the exits and calling animal control because they're finally winning for once. Teen Wolf's basketball team shares a nickname with a Pacific Northwest college. For 2 points each, name Scott's team, name Teen Wolf's team's nickname, and name the mythical creature they face in the final. So for 2 points each, so you get 2 if you get 1, and you get 4 if you get them both. Name Teen Wolf's team name, and name their rival team they play in the championship. This is the 4-point question to Monsters. Go. If that happened in front of me, I would have immediately executed that animal. I don't know. I like basketball. I don't know. I might have let it ride. It's cool to see a 5'4" guy dunk. A 5'4" human dog. What are those 2 teams that played in the championship game in Teen Wolf? One is the same as Pacific Northwest College. The answer is Teen Wolf's team is the Beavers. The team they're playing is the Dragons. Beavers and Dragons. Beavers and Dragons. Number 5, the 5-point question in Monsters. Almost every serial killer in history has been a man. There was one famous woman serial killer, so famous that Charlize Theron played her in the 2003 film Monster. See what I did there? What was the real name of the serial killer Charlize Theron played in the movie Monster? What was the name of the serial killer Charlize Theron played in Monster? This is the 5-point question. I love you. Go. Definitely her least attractive movie, so that's why she got the Oscar. Remember Christina Ricci played her girlfriend? I don't know if it's her girlfriend in real life, but some fictional version. Who did Charlize Theron play a Monster? The answer is Eileen Wuornos. Eileen Wuornos. She is real. And honestly, I'm on her side a little bit. Okay. James, tell him the final Halloween category for this game.
Round 3, horror movies.
Oh, shit. Okay, we're back. We are back with the final category. As James just told you, it is horror movies. Horror movies. Number 1, the 1-point question in horror movies. I love horror movies. The Friday the 13th franchise features a murderous boy who came back to life after drowning at Camp Crystal Lake. How many people does the bad guy Jason kill in the first Friday the 13th movie? The Friday the 13th franchise features a murderous boy who came back to life after drowning at Camp Crystal Lake. How many people does that boy kill when he comes back in the first Friday the 13th movie? One more time. How many people does that boy who comes back to life kill in the first Friday the 13th movie? This is the 1-point question in horror movies. Go. Denzel wants to come back here so bad. Oh. He kills all those teens that are having no premarital in horror movies. They save that for HBO high school dramas these days. How many people does he kill? The answer is 0. A bit of a trick. It's actually his mom, if you remember, that is the killer in the first one. Later on, somehow he becomes magic and comes back to life and kills a bunch more, but his mom is the murderer in the first one, so the answer is 0. Moving on, the 2-point question in horror movies. Here's a recent horror movie, one I just saw, actually. It's great. The movie Weapons is one of the most popular horror films of 2025, and is the second horror film from director Zach Cregger. Cregger was also in the cast of a sketch comedy series from 2007 to 2011. What is the name of the sketch comedy series Zach Cregger was on before he started making horror films? What is the name of the sketch comedy series that Weapons director Zach Cregger was on before he started making horror films? This is the 2-point question. Go. A lot of good horror movies being made by former comedians. I don't know if that's just random or there's something to that. There's the guy from Key and Peele making all those ones. I can't remember. I think there's another. I don't know. Whatever. Who gives a shit? What was the name of that comedy troupe he was in? Sketch comedy. R.I.P. Trevor Moore. The answer is The Whitest Kids You Know. The Whitest Kids You Know. Also the name of the Fish cover band opening at Cervantes next weekend. All right. 3-point question in horror movies. Michael Myers is the best horror movie villain by far. Every so often on Halloween, Michael Myers comes out and attacks a bunch of people with a variety of different objects. What is the name of the fictional Illinois town where Michael Myers kills most of his victims? What is the name of the fictional Illinois town where Michael Myers does his work? This is the 3-point question in horror movies. Go. The reason he's the best villain is it could really happen, okay? I mean, not the part where he keeps coming back to life, but like, a guy could just decide to do that. They also made that movie for almost like no money, and it became incredibly successful. Launched Jamie Lee Curtis' career. We wouldn't have Freaky Friday without that movie. That fictional Illinois town is Haddonfield, Illinois. Haddonfield, Illinois. They shot it in Pasadena, I think, though, and they were kind of poor. They didn't have any money, so like you can see like palm trees in some of the shots and stuff. It's pretty funny. No palm trees in Illinois. I checked. Here's the 4-point question in horror movies. Pennywise is a vicious, shape-shifting clown that terrorizes innocent children in a fictional town called Derry, Maine. Also the number of books in the New Testament. How many years are between each visit by Pennywise to the town of Derry in Stephen King's It? Also the number of books in the New Testament. How many years are between each visit by Pennywise to the town of Derry, Maine in Stephen King's It? Go. I was obsessed with Stephen King when I was like a little kid, and I read this book during I-STEP testing, which is like the standardized testing. And there's a very bad scene, and I was reading it during class in 8th grade, and I don't know. First of all, that scene shouldn't have been in the book, and second of all, I should not have been reading that in public in 8th grade. 900 pages. How many books are in the New Testament? The answer is 27. 27. Also the number of my favorite running back, Eddie George from Ohio State. Here's the final and 5-point question in horror movies. In The Shining, Danny finds the ghost of a naked woman in the bathroom in one of the hotel rooms, where he's the caretaker. Also the area code of Springfield, Illinois. What is the number of the hotel room where Danny finds this monstrous woman? Also the area code for Springfield, Illinois. What number is the hotel room where Danny finds this monstrous dead woman? 5-point question, horror movies. You're all attractive. I like you. Go. Are you from Springfield? Kind of a freaky scene. Also a really crazy book. Stanley Kubrick directed it. One of the first movies weren't even good till the 70s, so this has to be one of the first horror movies. Anything before 1975 was pretty bad. The answer is 217. It was room 217. Okay, James, set up the final question.
The final question.
Okay, we're back. It's the final question. As you know, you can add up all the points if you've been keeping score. If you get this right, you can gamble however many points you have. 0, however you have, anything in between. If you get it right, they are added. If you get it wrong, they are subtracted. If you do nothing, nothing happens. Very simple concept. I stole it from a very popular trivia show. Here's the final question in horror movies. Which one of these Stephen King novels came out first? They're also all movies, okay? Which one of these Stephen King novels came out first? It, Pet Sematary, or Misery? Which one of these Stephen King novels / horror movies came out first? It, Pet Sematary, or Misery? You have 30 seconds. Go. Misery, probably the best movie. It was more of a TV movie, so it's hard to compare. Then they did the remakes. The first remake was really good. The second one was terrible. Pet Sematary, unfortunately, it was made in the 80s, early 80s, when, horror movies weren't as good then. And then they did a remake I never watched. The answer is Pet Sematary. The answer is Pet Sematary. Pet Sematary was made in 1983, or written in 1983. It, 1986. Misery, 1987. Pet Sematary was the first of those Stephen King novels. Okay, that's it for the Halloween episode. Thanks for sticking around. Bye.
Okay, that's this week's show. And what a ride that was. Goodbye from me, your narrator, James Anderson, and your host, Nicholas Gerlock. And special thanks to our video team, Drew Birch.